Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Boga card to review today. We already played a game with him because we did the player review for João Pedro, so be sure to go check that out if you guys haven't already. But with this card, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a look at a card that is 5'9", with high-low work rates, right-footed, 3-star skill moves with a 3-star weak foot. So in regards to all of that, he already looks like a concept card, right? It's a card you get because, you know, you can get some cool link-ups with some Ivory Coast players. Maybe you want to use him for sentimental value in regards to him playing for Sassuolo. But we have to take a look at his actual traits and in-games. It's good that he actually has the finesse shot trait, so that's definitely a huge plus for a card like this. It sucks when the player is 3-star, 3-star because of the way that, you know, cards are nowadays, but it's not necessarily a big deal. He could still be really usable in-game, right? He has 95 acceleration with 92 sprint speed. You don't necessarily need to improve that. However, his attacking positioning is 94, but his finishing is at an 86. But he does have 99 shot power with 97 long shots at 73 composure. So the shooting stats is not the issue, right? If you give him the sniper chemistry style, you're basically making his finishing perfect with his shot power to be really good. The biggest problem with this card is obviously the very low composure, right? It might not be necessarily that big of a deal because his dribbling might be good enough anyways to kind of like get away from certain spaces and whatnot. But 73 is really low for nowadays. The card should definitely have around like an 83 nowadays, but it is what it is, right? In regards to his passing stats, he actually can pass the ball quite nicely because of the fact that, you know, he is a right-footed player trying to cut inside and make those certain passes and whatnot. I am going to be using him, I think, mostly on the left side, but we actually might try him out on the right side as well. We'll just see how the game progresses to see how I'm feeling the card out, right? In regards to his dribbling, reactions needs to be boosted and the composure needs to be boosted. Everything else is in a good area, but you guys know that reactions can kind of ruin the 97 agility, 95 balance, ball control, and dribbling, right? Because reactions is the quickness of how he executes certain commands, right? And if the reactions is low, he might not dribble quick enough, right? But I think he'll compensate well because of his agility, balance, ball control, dribbling being super high. So we'll see how that works out in game. In regards to a defensive presence, this guy has no defensive presence, right? But he could still defend nicely in all fairness. Cards are weird in regards to work rate sometimes with that. But the big thing with this card as well is the fact that he has 78 stamina. 78 stamina is just not good enough nowadays. You know, he should have at the very least 87, 88 to be able to play however you want. Now, with the tactic that I am going to be using with this card, I am using him on pressure on heavy touch. So he'll probably deplete in stamina more often or quicker than most other players. So not necessarily the greatest thing to have there, but he does have 90 strength and 78 aggression with the pace that he has. Not too bad, but may not be that noticeable because of the composure that he has. So I personally think this is a concept card. We're going to try him out in game to see how usable he actually is. This is a team that we are going to be lined up with. I kind of want to just do that because of Hulk. We're going to be using the 4-2-3-1 tactics as we normally do to do the reviews, right? Balance, pressure on heavy touch. We're going to be able to see his stamina being depleted in certain areas and whatnot. We're going to go ahead and use Hulk up top at striker with João Pedro in the cam because I personally liked João Pedro in the cam position more than the striker, even though he was incredibly usable in the striker position as well. And we're going to have Politano off to the right side. I may switch Boga with Politano depending on the situation. Now, because of Boga's high-low work rates, I want to utilize his get into the box instruction because the fact that he's going to be an aggressive runner, right? His attacking positioning is actually kind of solid, so I do expect him to make those daunting runs forward, especially with the high-low work rates. Now, high-low work rates is a little bit iffy for me in regards to the left and right attacking positions because I personally don't always like it, but we'll see how it works out in game. So we're just going to get into a game, see how he plays. Hopefully he's actually playable. He is a right-footed player on the left side, so it should be an interesting variable to consider there. We'll rotate him as the game progresses, my dudes. I may even try him in the cam position. We'll see what's up as the game goes. So let's get into a game and see how he plays. Alright guys, let's switch to our 4-2-3-1. Let's see how he plays in the left attacking mid position. Like I said, I'll rotate him if I feel like he needs to be. His dribbling is not, it's not that responsive. Like I said, the reactions part might be influencing it a little bit. I was testing it out a little bit when I was testing out the João Pedro card, and it's kind of noticeable with this card that it's not really super quick as I thought it would be initially, but we could definitely work around that for sure. Score that opportunity there with Politano. Nice little near post strike. Nothing too special in regards to Boga chilling up top. You know, it does the generic stuff in the left attacking mid position. Oh, Boga actually does really well right there. We'll do some skill moves over here to get past some people. Nicely done. Yeah, dribbling in that situation wasn't too bad. I do notice that it's not super responsive, though, for sure. A little bit of a drag right there. I mean, the dribbling is definitely usable. So far, he doesn't really feel like special in game, obviously, like some sort of overpowered beast like Kent, right? But he definitely feels usable. That's the column I'd put the card in so far. Let's try a shot power right here, actually. Not too bad. From those angles, near post strike, you know, no pressure on him. He actually took a pretty decent strike right there. Was it more to the middle or more to the side? It was more to the side, in all fairness. Not a bad strike. Skill moves were actually pretty nice right there, in all fairness. Pretty quick. Yeah, he just feels usable so far. Like, it's not special, you know, by any means, but... A little bit of the emphasis right there in regards to dribbling, not necessarily ideal. It depends, right? Like, if he was a player that was taller, and I kind of expect that from him, like, the height kind of compensates if you dribble in that way, but when he's small and doing that, it's not necessarily ideal, right? A little bit of an aggression play right there. Off the ball move was decent. High-low work rates, gets into the positions really quickly. But obviously with a 3-star weak foot, not necessarily an ideal situation to hit that first time. I'm going to go ahead and actually switch him off to the right attacking mid position. And we're going to see how he plays there instead. Aggressive. I'm pretty sure he's offside even if, yeah. I mean, it's a concept card. It doesn't take long to realize that a card is, like, very generic. Like, he just feels like a generic card so far. I felt the same way when I was using him in the first game when I was reviewing João Pedro's card, right? Just felt kind of, like, generic, I would say. I'll try to do a fake shot right there. Alright, guys, so since that guy left the last game, because, you know, people mostly leave during the first games anyways, we're going to go ahead... I should actually be able to do this now, yeah, because we took off Hulk, because I love Hulk, I'll use him for sentimental value, but as dribbling is not the it factor. So, yeah, we'll use Raul up top. Raul's not great either, but, you know, it's a pick your poison type of situation, you know? We're going to use Boga off to the right side now, guys. It's just weird, because if he does that, like, cut inside run, and then he doesn't have the 4-star weak foot, it's just not going to be an ideal situation. Let's try him without... the get into the box for cross. I'm going to do it for Politano because of his work rates, but let's see what he moves like when I don't tell him to do that because of the high-low work rates that he actually has. Alright guys, let's try him out again with our attacking tactics and we'll see what's up. He feels generic. It's not like he's a terrible card, guys, but it's just like, you know, it's just not up to standard of even being like a nice card to use during this current meta, you know? Not current, it's not even necessarily meta, it's just like... players being usable at the very least, right? Because of the stat upgrades they receive and whatnot. Make that aggressive run right there. Yeah, high-low work rate's really noticeable in those situations. I don't have to tell him to get into the box for the cross because of the high-low work rates that he has. He actually feels strange with that instruction on because of the way that he moves in general. Let's try a shot from that angle. Nice little goal right there. So finishing being high right there, shot power being high as well. Noticeable in that situation for sure. Touch and go. Nice little near post strike. Scores that opportunity. Some of your high-low work rates right here, my boy. There you go. How does he play over here? Runs in a straight line. That's just not good off the ball movement. You don't want your players to run in a straight line in that situation. They kind of have to join you in the attack in the middle of the pitch there, because like he's running straight for what, you know? I think that might be his like high-low work rates, because his attacking positioning is obviously good, right? But maybe it affects it a little bit too much. Like he doesn't really feel like he's offering much on the sides. In all fairness, we'll try him lastly in the cam position, then we'll see what's up. Okay, so we'll put Raul off to the left, Politano off to the right. Actually, I don't really like him too much in the I don't even want to use him as a cam because I know that his high-low work rates are not going to be ideal. Let me use him as a striker with those high-low work rates. Maybe his off-the-ball movement is better there. Is he going to come back? Where did he go? Oh, he has a rotation policy with the other players. Okay. Nice. With your weak foot. Good save by De Gea. We're going to score that little random opportunity right there, too. Left stick, the dribble there, that's what we like to call the left stick dribbling in that situation. He's not bad at doing it. Like I said, guys, I definitely... before you can even play with this card, you can definitely tell that he's a concept card. You know, a card you use for sentimental value and whatnot, but it doesn't really feel like he offers that much in the team. I felt the same way with FC Porto's Otavio, you know? Like, I love FC Porto, but the card was really disappointing for a league objective as well, right? So... Alright guys, so final verdict on the Boga card is that he's pretty generic, you know, it doesn't really feel like he offers too much. There's too many problems with the card, you know, the fact that he's a 3-star player isn't necessarily ideal. The finishing and the shot power part of the card was actually pretty noticeable when you got it on his right foot. The pace was okay, wasn't too bad. The dribbling, I can feel... something being off in regards to the dribbling, in regards to being super responsive, because these four main dribbling stats, besides the reaction part, should have been good enough in regards to him being fast at dribbling, but I feel like the reactions from base card stats of it being 80 is not necessarily ideal for him to be super responsive in game. The strength wasn't too noticeable because of the fact that he's 5'9". The high-low work rates was very, very strange to use on the sides, especially with the tactics that I was using. I switched the instruction on the card as well from get into the box to without get into the box, and I felt like he played better without the get into the box because of his high-low work rates, but I mean, it's a pretty generic card. I personally think that he's SBC fodder, especially because he's an 89 rated card that you can do at the same time of getting João Pedro's card. So, I mean, there's that, right? Like, you guys can use the card for yourself and kind of judge him for yourself, but I felt he was super generic. I didn't think there was anything special about the card. Even Otavio felt better than this card, you know, and Otavio didn't feel that great either, but I'll use the card for sentimental reasons, right? But this card, it's probably... Is he the worst gameplay objective card I got so far? Maybe. Maybe he's the worst one. I'm not 100% sure yet in regards to like the last like 3 or 4 weeks, right? So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'm going to go get something to eat, and I'll catch you guys for more play reviews later today. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.